Welcome everyone to game number 2 of tonight. Georgetown heading to Miami. Gage has joined me in the booth for game number 2. Gage, your thoughts on this game before we go to the coaches?
I think what's the line from Vegas? Georgetown 4.5. I kind of like Georgetown to win this one. I was talking to Vicey before the game. I know he's going to put in all the work necessary to have Georgetown ready to go. Miami, Ohio, we still don't know a whole lot about them. FAU last year was lacking a quarterback. They rebranded to Georgetown this year. They get that quarterback. I think Georgetown is a sleeper team. I'm rocking with Georgetown in this one.
All right, well, we are going to head to one of the newly expanded teams. We're going to head to Miami for the first interview and see what they've got.
Clean.
Coach Barakchak, game number 2 in the RFCL. How are we feeling tonight?
Feeling good. I mean, yeah, we got an opportunity here to prove that we're better than 6, so I'm excited.
What's the game plan going tonight? Georgetown's got one of the best defenses in the league. How do you feel that you can attack them?
We're going to kind of use what we ended up using last week. We're going to see if that ends up working. I have faith in Merrill. Merrill has faith in my ability to call play on time. We're going to make some adjustments if need be.
Gage, anything for the courts?
Yeah, the biggest thing is just, you're going up against the coordinator, the reigning coordinator of the year with Bossy. He runs a stout defense. Georgetown was lacking a quarterback last season. They've got a really good quarterback this year. Just what's the game plan? Is it going to be try to outscore them, try to put up 40 points, or is it going to be more of just chew the clock and try to make this thing, kind of ground and pound, nitty gritty type game?
We're going to just try to outscore them here. Just kind of put up points and try to stop them.
Coach Mayer, what is your game plan for tonight? We've only seen your offense once. What are you looking to attack?
Okay, so I know their defense is a 3-3-5, so we're still going to try to establish that run game. And if it doesn't, then we got to warm up Mason with our short out routes and in routes, and then just try to catch him off guard with some deep shots. So.
And Coach Cywork, you weren't here last week, so we really don't know a lot about you. What is your game plan for the defense?
If I want to put pressure on the quarterback, I want to stop the run. I'm looking for a shutout. I want to make my name known here and put the pressure on their offense to not make plays. So, yeah.
All right. Well, we are going to head over to Georgetown for their interviews. We will see you all at halftime. Good luck.
Thank you.
Offenses.
Coach Trigger in Georgetown, how are we doing tonight?
We're doing good, Gerald. How you doing tonight, bud?
Pretty good. So last time we saw you, offense just really could not get anything going. Defense played, as they always do, great. What is the game plan going into tonight?
Score more points.
All right. Coach Orff, like I said, offense really could not get anything going. Did you make any adjustments in the week between games to see if you can, get your quarterback ready for today?
Yeah, I scrimmed a lot more. I've gotten some experience on my belt with him more than last week, and made some changes to my playbook that I think will really help with his play style.
Gage, anything from Vicey?
Yeah, I mean, you've only got one game worth of film to go off of. Kind of, how much are you taking that to heart? Are you kind of developing tendencies based on that film, or are you still kind of keeping an open mind?
I'm keeping an open mind. I don't know what they're going to do, but I do know what they're going to do in a way because they've been talking about it all week. So I'm going to go off my heart, what I think is going to happen, and I'm just going to hope for the best.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to head back to the booth. We will see you all at halftime. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Gage, any final predictions for tonight?
I really hope it's a good game. Unfortunately, I couldn't hold my own in the last one. It kind of got boring very quick. After the second quarter, it was just a shootout and not fun. So I'm hoping it's entertaining, to say the least.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, it's a battle of the unknowns, really. We don't know what Georgetown's going to do in offense. We really don't know a lot about Miami in general. So, that's interesting. I have a cam link for the defensive coordinator if I don't have a border. So,
Okay.
yeah, let me see if I can pull up my Photoshop real quick on my other monitor. Try to get that made. And then, yeah, we should probably get to, unless you want to make it. Do you have the thing?
If I do, it would pull up on this monitor with the game.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, we will go over here and get this ready for tonight. Here we go. And, okay. Here we go. Here is game number 2 of tonight's between Georgetown and Miami. Georgetown making some final adjustments for their depth chart, so that'll give me some time to make a cam link.
And just so those of y'all know, I'm doing everything I can to get these stats put in live time. Not for this game, but for the game that has been updated or just finished. So you can head over to the RFCL hub and check out some of the stats. Top fives, we have top fives in pretty much every category. Top team statistics as well. So rush defense, third down offense, you name it, it's on there. Gerald hooked up all that yesterday.
That was fun.
So a lot of people don't even know that exists yet. So like I said, be sure to head over to the RFCL hub to check that out. And if you're new here, go ahead and head on to our website, go to the RFCL page, and make a recruit so that you can be recruited and join us here at the RFCL.
Yes, we still have a lot of adjustments going on, so which is great. I can get this done and hopefully get Cyrock up on the screen for you all. Kick is away for Miami, Ohio. Georgetown will start with the ball. Returned from the goal line, gets to around the 27-yard line. 1st and 10, Georgetown. See if they can get in a better rhythm on offense than they did last week. Only scoring 3 points. And
Yeah, not the definitely not the performance you wanted to start. But good news is you still got 6 games left. You've got a lot to build off of. I think Georgetown's a relatively kind of young team. I don't think they brought a lot of people in. They lost a decent amount of players last year. You just saw 5-star running back Derrick Henry will be their starting running back. They have actually 2 quarterbacks they brought in, Abba Yosef and Eves. So curious to see if we see a 2-quarterback attack here out of Georgetown.
that is remain to be seen. I don't know why that has messed up completely. Very interesting.
What you got?
The bottom line was a little messed up. Just for that's cool. I think I fixed it anyway. No, I did not for that. First play for Georgetown. It's a run for Marino. Gets 2 yards. Second day for Georgetown.
Something to note here, Gerald, even though Coastal has had an abysmal start, we are still yet to allow a sack.
Interesting.
So
Very-
pocket passive quarterback. has not
Very
been
interesting.
sacked.
Yeah. He can't make very accurate throws, though, but, you know, that's
You win some, you lose some.
that's true. Handoff to Marino. This time he's tackled in the backfield for a loss. It's 3rd and 11 now for Georgetown, and this is a territory you can't really get with the Georgetown. You have to be ahead of the chains. You can't have 3rd and long. It's just really not gone well for them.
Yeah, and the main thing for Georgetown is you got to rely on your defense. You know your defense is going to be really good. Vasi, I touched on it earlier, arguably the best defensive coordinator in the league. So he's going to have you ready to go, but if your offense isn't going, you can't expect to have all your defense win every game. We saw that last season. They're going to have to get something figured out offensively.
3rd and 11. Georgetown back to pass to Eves. Looking, fires in the middle. It's to no one. Oh, shoot, that's Abayosef. The freshman gets to start tonight, burning the red shirt, I believe. Right? It's if you play.
Yeah, if you play, that's your red shirt's gone. So
4th and 11 now for Georgetown, and they're punting it away. Justin Russell returns 10 yards for Miami. First possession of the night for them. Let's see what Coach Merrill and co can do on the offense on a 1st and 10 for the Redhawks.
I actually talked with Vicey before the game started, and he told me that he's expecting them to try to run with Taylor and get him hot that way. Because if you do, ultimately, that's just getting him hot in general is going to open up his passing game. Handoff
to LT. LT fights his way, gets 13 yards, 1st and 10. Miami on the first play.
Yeah, I'm excited about these two running backs in this one. You've got LT, you've got Derrick Henry. Both guys are, their dads are Hall of Famers here, but in retrospect, they're trying to make a name for themselves as freshmen in the RFCL.
Yes, that is, just trying to make a name for themselves in our league. 1st and 10 for Miami. It's going to be another handoff to LT. This time he gets outside. LT runs over, breaks a couple tackles, gets 7 yards of Daniel Tomlinson with 2 great carries to begin the game.
Yeah, and I think we saw Derrick Henry running out over on his first carry too. So this could be some smash mouth football pretty much all day here.
2nd and 3 for Miami. Mason Taylor looking sideline now. It's ready for his first pass of the night. Looking to take off, run with the ball. Breaks a tackle, avoids a sack, gets back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 2 for Miami.
He is a scrambler archetype for a reason, rocking the cowboy collar.
Handoff to Daniel Thompson, left side. He's going to get the first down, get a little bit more, fights his way to the 26. LT with another 10-yard carry.
Yeah, great read there by LT. Get the edge, cut up, get north and south. You've got to get the first down. He does just that, picking up about 10 yards, and now a fresh set of downs, and they're inching closer and closer to the red zone.
1st and 10 from Miami. Great first drive. MT back to pass. Going to try to take off, run with it, gets outside, avoids a sack, avoids another one, gets to the 20, 15, 10, 5, fights his way to the 1-yard line. Mason Taylor with a 25-yard run.
Yeah, if you go back and look at how Mason Taylor performed last week, he had 8 carries for 37 yards. He's already picking up 25 on that one. Can he find pay dirt here?
1st and goal from around the 2-yard line. Goal line formation for Georgetown. Miami still in shotgun. MT back to pass. Corner blitz comes, fires in the end. Touchdown. Marcus Ioannidis. I don't know. Miami gets on the board first. It's 7-0.
That was just a simple slant pattern by the outside receiver. They called goal line defense. You had man across the board, cover 0. Either you win or you get burnt. They got burnt. Miami 7-0, like you said.
Watching the replay, slant pattern, as Gage said. Miami made the extra point. It's 7-0 Miami. Georgetown already behind on the first drive of the game. Keel Gates gets around the 22-yard line. That's where Georgetown will have their second possession. Jason said, or Sneaka said, it's Ioannidis. That's how you pronounce that. So
that's what he says.
We're going to take his word for it.
I don't know any different, so I can't argue.
Yeah. 1st and 10 for Georgetown from the 22. Handoff to Marina on the right side. Gets to the 25. 2nd and 7 for Georgetown. What? Last week we saw Georgetown could not make a pass to save their life. Put the freshman in tonight. See if that changes anything. It's 2nd and 7. Already had a couple of incompletions. It's just whether or not Georgetown can find something on offense. They are not an offensive team. They haven't been in Season 1, and they're not currently in Season 2. 2nd and 7 from the 25-yard line. It's going to be another handoff. Marino has a gap open the middle. Marino fights his way, gets it 9 yards. 1st and 10 Georgetown.
Yeah, Marino had a nice year last year for Georgetown. found himself as one of the top running backs in the league, and he kind of split carries as well. There's a lot of teams in this league that's run a running back by committee type system. I would expect Henry and Marino to kind of keep that same approach going this season as well.
1st and 10 from the 39 or 34-yard line, excuse me. Abba Yosef in the backfield giving audibles to the right side. Now it's back to pass. It's a screen. Fires to Marino at the 30. You're going to get tackled near the 37-yard line, pushing out of bounds for 3 yards.
Yeah, the story of the Coastal versus Connecticut game was missed blocks by that Coastal offense. Georgetown, a beautifully set up screen pass, should have been a first down and a lot more yards. Instead, a missed block only results in a gain of 3.
2nd and 7 from the 37 for Georgetown. Abba Yosef completes his first pass in the RFCL. 2 receivers to each side for the Hoyas. It's going to be a rollout pass to the left side. Fires over the middle. It's incomplete. Had a man over the middle, but it does not connect. And now it's a 3rd and long for Georgetown.
Behind the sticks, again, another place you do not want to be. You want to be in 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, somewhere in there. 3rd and 7 makes it a little bit harder because you can't. Basically, with this game mode, you can't run anything short. It has to be at least a 7-yard route. Otherwise, good luck picking up the first down.
Yeah, you got to pray for broken tackles at that point. 3rd and 7 from 37. Orf and Trigger trying to find a play to get them 7 yards here, at least close enough to think about going for it on 4th down. Man in motion across line of scrimmage. Now he settles. It's going to be a play action pass. Abba Yosef hit it immediately and loses 7 yards.
I don't know if that was a blitz or just a terrible read on that. Okay, yeah, that's going to look like a blitz off the edge. Perfectly called defensive play there by Miami of Ohio. And now, like you said, Georgetown's going to punt this one away, and they're going to be able to return this one. Maybe able to get out to about the 50. Okay, they're going to be brought down to 44. So not a bad return. Great start field position for Miami.
We'll look at this blitz one more time. It was, well, we say blitz. From the right side of the line of scrimmage on the 3rd and 7. No one blocked that corner. It was a corner blitz from the right side. No one blocked him. And he landed immediately after play action. And Miami has a chance to go up 2 scores. 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line for MT, and Miami's offense is back to pass. Looking, fires in the middle. It's caught for a first down. Caleb Thompson, 11 yards.
Miami seems to have things figured out offensively.
Yeah.
Scored their first drive, rolling here, picking up first down on, I think, 2 plays, was it?
Yeah. Well, this first down? Or just...
That would be their...
I think it's
their first down of this one.
Yeah. MT back to pass on the first 10. Fires again over the middle. Same man, Caleb. Or that's Philip Anderson this time. Gets 7 yards. 2nd and 3. Already at 39-yard line. Second and 3, it's going to be a handoff to LT on the counter. LT gets outside, gets to the 30, cuts up, gets to the 25-yard line. LT with a 13-yard rush.
The thing to see there was that ball carrier vision. He saw the tight end climbing towards that linebacker or the safety, cut inside and picked up about an extra 5 yards. If I'm Miami, I'm just feeding the beast. Let LT work. I think we got a screen pass here. It's going to be a wheel to LT. He's going to step out of bounds. He must pick up 7 yards.
2nd and 3, and yeah, right now Miami's got something figured out. This is one of the few times we've seen Georgetown have no answers on offense or on defense so far. LT with the handoff right side. LT's going to get hit in the backfield. Gets next line of scrimmage, and that's about it. It's pretty rare when you see Georgetown giving up yard after yards on defense for the 10 games they play. They've really not given up very many big plays. Haven't really given them a lot of points, but in jeopardy of giving up 2 scores in the first quarter alone.
Yeah, not a familiar territory for Georgetown. I want to pull up last year. Last year they had 3 games where they did not score 10 points, and then they had 7 games where they held their opponent to 17 or less.
LT gets the screen, only gets a yard. To 4th and 2, decision time for Miami. I assume they're going to take the points, go up 2 scores. That they will. The field unit's out on the field for a 4th and 2. Kick is up, and the kick is good. It's 10-0 here in Miami. And so far, Georgetown has no answer on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
If I'm not mistaken, this staff is fully retained from last season. Is that correct?
Correct. They're one of the few that did not have a change in the offseason. Return for Georgetown to the 27-yard line. There's the stat. Miami's only given up 7 yards through two drives. And it's 1st and 10 for Georgetown. Desperate need of points now. Miami gets the ball for the second half, so that's already factored in that Miami's in a great position, already up 2 scores. But Georgetown's got to get something going to even stay in it.
Yeah, another 3-and-out drive here it's going to spill trouble because you're going to punt them to where they have a potential to start again around midfield. So field position is ultimately everything in this, as you see Marino pick up 6 yards on the ground on first down.
I mean, that's basically when they're all. Yosef has just not been able to throw the ball tonight. And it's the same old story for Georgetown. It's just the quarterback play has not been there. They found something late last year in the playoffs, but other than that, it's been run game or nothing for them. 2nd and 4 for Georgetown. They're at a 33-yard line. Yosef back to pass, looking, nothing coming open, going to fire left side. This time it's caught for a first down. It's Luke Rogers for 9 yards.
A beautiful ball there on the out route, working in tight coverage, little space. A great ball by Yosef to put that where only his guy can catch it, and picks up a first down for Georgetown.
We're not even going to get the playoff. It's 10-0 at the end of 1. Georgetown looking to get something going on offense. I think Sneak's right. I think Upper Iowa and Georgetown are the only 2 teams that had no staff change from season 1 to season 2. Unless we're going to count. Well, I know because Pars and Connecticut had a new OC. I think that's right. I think they're the only 2. Hand off to Marino up the middle. Marino, they're going to find a way, get 9 yards, 2nd and 1 near midfield for Georgetown. Georgetown finally finding some offense here. Near or past midfield at the 49-yard line, first time in Miami territory for the Hoyas. Yosef under center. Now is ready. Back to pass. Fires immediately. Caught for a first down near the 41. 1st and 10 Georgetown.
Yeah, and Yosef is starting to come into his own passing the ball. He's throwing quick, throwing efficient, really putting it to where his guy can get it and get out of bounds or get it and get down to where he's not getting jacked up and losing the ball. So great passes there by Yosef to pick up back-to-back first downs for Georgetown.
1st and 10 for Georgetown near the 40. Needing to get something going here. Cannot afford to give Miami the ball back with all the momentum they have. Yosef now 3 for 5 on the nights. 2 receivers to each side. It's going to be a handoff to Marino up the middle. Marino finds about 5 yards, just 6 actually, in 2nd and 4 now for Georgetown.
Yeah, Georgetown going to have to come away with some type of points on this drive. You're too far in at this point. You're in field goal range. The biggest thing is just don't turn the ball over and try to avoid losing yards. If you can get to about that 30 mark, get 3rd and short, you should be able to come away with at least 3 as Marino picks up 1 on 2nd down.
Yeah, it's their weird motion play. They like to split off the running back, send him back in the backfield and hand it off. Marino somehow got a yard on that to get hit in the backfield, but it's a 3rd and 3 for Georgetown. And I feel like you got to pick this up here. I don't know if you trust your offense to get a yard or 2 on 4th down with all the struggles they've had over the past season or so. It's a long 3 yards for Georgetown. 3rd and 3 from the 35-yard line. It's going to be a play-action pass. Yosef fires. Has a man at the 21. Caught. First down. Georgetown near the 17.
Another great ball by Yosef.
1st and 10, Georgetown, they go the hurry up, trying to find a play to keep Miami in this defensive set. Yosef giving directions to his offensive line. Now is ready with the 1st and 10. Back to pass once again, looking down the field. Nothing coming open. Going to launch to the end zone right side. Has a man and overthrown. And had him in a triple coverage there. I don't know if that was a throwaway or he tried to get it in there.
I don't it was a throwaway, but it does look like it was the right throw at least. So
Yeah. 2nd and 10. I'm sure Trigger and his team had a heart attack there watching that ball get launched into the end zone. Man in motion, handoff. I think that's Derrick Henry, who breaks a tackle but only loses a yard, actually. Now it's 3rd and 11 for Georgetown. They're in 11 for the Hoyas. They're in field goal range, but they don't want a field goal. They want to get in the end zone, cut this lead back to 3, get some of that momentum back. 3rd and 11, Joseph under center. Miami pressing the receivers. Now plays off, play action pass. Joseph looking, nothing coming up and fires it over the middle. Once again, it's dropped. It's dropped, and Miami gets away with one that was probably going to be a touchdown, but it falls incomplete.
I don't know about a touchdown, but I will say that was 100% a first down.
Oh, yeah.
That would have set them up, and I think about the 2 or 3 yard line. So a lucky break there for Miami.
Georgetown gets on the board. We'll look at the replay here in just a second after the kickoff. And just, it's the same old story for Georgetown. The offense gets something going, and at the last second, it all falls apart. Here's a replay of that drops throw over the middle by Joseph. And what you guys can't see, Miami's turned shoe clock on to try to limit the possession of this game. Gage, you might have gotten in. It would have been close. It would have been close.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, 1st and 10 for Miami now. Still up 7 at the 25. 4 minutes to go. And, if you want to waste time, I don't recommend shoe clock in coach's mode. It's just you don't have a lot of time to make adjustments. As LT gets the handoff on the counter, he's going to get a first down. A 10-yard carry by Damian Tomlinson.
When you're running the ball like that, it honestly doesn't matter
That's
what kind of – you don't have to make adjustments.
That's fair. But Miami goes to the hurry up instead. 1st and 10 for Miami near the 45-yard or 35-yard line at the 36. Mason looking over the sideline now is ready. Back to pass on the 1st and 10. Going to take off run, trying to get outside and sacked for 5 yards. 2nd and 15 now for Miami. He gets outside of that, man, he's probably running for at least 10 yards.
I'm going to have to agree with you there. It would have been a huge gain. Fortunately for Georgetown, they drop it for a 5-yard loss.
2nd and 15 for Miami. Haven't really seen them behind the sticks. They've done a good job of staying in front, moving the ball when they need to. But now, needing a big play to, get back on schedule. 2nd and 15 for Miami. Taylor back to pass, blitz coming, fires to LT in the flat, and LT can't get away from anything. Loses another yard. 3rd and 16 for Miami. And needing a big play here to continue the drive.
Yeah, 3rd and 16. This is where Georgetown wanted to be.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You're forcing them to throw the ball. And you're not only, like I said, it basically takes away all of their short routes. You could throw short and hope and pray your guy picks it up with the yak, but ultimately you're going to have to find something.
Empty fires over the middle, gets 11 yards, but not over the first down. And, Miami might be tempted, but I think they're going to put it away here. They will.
I would play it safe. They kind of gave you a stop there last time, so who's to say it won't happen again?
Sure, 4th and 5 for Miami. They're going to let the clock run. And now we'll punt it away. Fair caught at the 15. 85 yards to go for Georgetown to try to get some more points.
All right, Joe, real quick. Stats are updated,
Okay.
but on the Season 2 team stat input sheet, the last column is averages instead of totals.
I know
Is this supposed to be?
that's for the top 5 stuff. That's just the easiest way to put
just
it.
making sure.
Yeah.
All right, the stats are updated. For those of you interested in wanting to go check all that out, it's on the RFCL Hall of Fame page.
Georgetown running the clock down. It's going to be a play action pass. Yosef tries to get outside and fire down the field. It's intercepted. It's dropped. It falls incomplete. That would have been a pick 6, but it's
Easily.
dropped.
That was a pick 6 waiting to happen. Instead, Miami, Ohio just gives Georgetown second life.
Oh, 100%
And
would
now
have been
will they
pick
pay
six.
for it?
Starworth drops it at the 20-yard line. As we see the replay there. 2nd and 10 for Georgetown. They got away with one right there from the 15. Maybe Georgetown's going to know they're not. Joseph back to pass fires for the right side. It's incomplete. And Georgetown's in jeopardy of giving Miami the ball back with 3 timeouts and plenty of time to go get some score.
And that may seem like a bad ball on paper, but in the grand scheme of things, had that ball been thrown to the inside or underthrown, that was, again, a pick six waiting to happen for Miami, Ohio. So if you're grading that throw and you're trying to grade Joseph after this game, that is, it's not a minus. That's just going to be, just a check mark right there.
Georgetown broke the timeout. Didn't like the play they called. Waiting, trying to find something else to get 10 yards or more to continue this drive and not give Miami plenty of time to, make this a 2-score game before halftime. 3rd and 10. 2 receivers on the right side for the Hoyas. Yosef back to pass, looking, rolling out, going to fire in the middle. Incomplete. Yosef did not hit his receiver. Probably had him open there in between the 2 defensive back. And it's 4th and 10, Miami. 1.5 minutes and 3 timeouts. Plenty of time to go get another score.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I think that receiver just didn't even make a play. Unless that ball was just, levels above his head. It looked to me like the receiver just didn't even try to make a play, and now Miami's going to get the ball at about the 50-yard line.
Inside the 50, Justin Russell fights his way, gets inside the 50-yard line. Miami's got around, I would say, 20 yards being field goal range, but they're probably not thinking about that right now. They want to get 7 points and go up 14 before half. As Miami's got around 10 seconds on the play clock to get something off. Has Georgetown figured out Miami's offense to try to slow them down from inside the 50, 1st and 10 for Miami. MT back to pass on the 1st and 10, going to take off and run with it, tries to bounce outside, is sacked for 5 yards. 2nd and 15 now. Timeout Georgetown. They're going to try to get some points here before the half. They can get a stop.
And I don't think that was a blitz by Georgetown. I think they just swarmed that hard to the scrambling quarterback.
Yes. Just a coverage sack. 2nd and 15 now for Miami from the 46. MT's back to pass once again, looking, nothing coming open, pressure coming. Hit, actually throws the ball and is thrown away. 3rd and 15 now for Miami.
I can't tell if that was a throwaway or if that was a hit wide.
I don't know.
The ball goes way over his head.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a 3rd and 15 now for Miami. If you were here, Gage, would you run it to make Georgetown run their final timeout or try to pick it up here?
If I'm being honest with you, I think Georgetown may hang on to that timeout. I would rather have 30 seconds on the clock with a timeout than have, we'll say 1:06 and 9. Just because I know in the back of my mind I can stop the clock at any point if I needed to. Whereas if you don't have that timeout, you're having to run hurry up, and knowing how much stamina plays a factor in this game, I'm going to want to use that timeout.
Miami burns a timeout. They were not ready for that play. We're running out of time. 3rd and 15 now for Miami still. And they're going to go back to the original play call, I believe. Third and 15 for the Red Hawks from the 46. MT back to pass. Looking, fires in the middle. It's caught near the 45. Ryan Weirs breaks a tackle and gets pushed to around the 48. Georgetown does call the final timeout with a minute to go. What does Miami do here? Do they attempt to go for it? Trust the defense? Because the punch probably going to the end zone, so you're going to have just a net, loss of like 28 yards. I think they're going for it.
This is their first attempt?
Yeah, they haven't gone for it yet.
Yeah, I'd go for it. 100%.
Miami risking it, trying to get some points. 4th and 8. From the 47-yard line. Giving Georgetown decent field position if you don't convert here. MT back to pass. Looking. Fires. Has a man. It's caught. First down, Miami. Brian Weirs.
And that's this year's, I think, #1 tight end Brian Weirs making a very tough contested catch over last year's #1 middle linebacker Bobby Boucher. So, all you guys watching that wants your name or wants your recruit featured in the RFCL, be sure to hit our website and fill out the form so you can be recruited when that process starts in just a few weeks.
1st and 10 for Miami, 50 seconds to go. MT looking, going to try to take off run. Gets outside this time. He shoots a 35-30, 25, tackling at the 22-yard line, 15 yards for Mason Taylor.
The big thing to note here, Mason Taylor averaging 6 yards on the ground, but he is 9 for 10 throwing the ball as well.
That one incompletion was just a throwaway, so he's Miami's done a great job warming him up. 1st and 10 for Miami, 43 seconds to go. Back to pass, looking, fires left side, caught, 1st down, Brian Weirs again, 11 yards.
9.5 yards per catch for Weirs. We'll see what they like to do here. Looks like they're going to stay with the trips and 11 personnel. Taylor back to pass. They brought the house.
It's Weirs again. Gets 7 yards. Hey, when does Miami think about using timeouts? You got 20 seconds.
I'd say maybe after this play you have one.
They've done a good job of wasting time. It's going to be handoff to LT. Tries to get outside. He does. Oh, he gets the 1st down. That's it. No timeout yet. 1st and goal for Miami. Probably a good call to no timeout. You get a free, basically, one with a hurry up.
Yeah, I wouldn't use it either. You're going to run at least a second, maybe 2 here off the clock.
Oh, not a good play call, though. Loses 4 yards. Timeout Miami.
I wonder if they wanted to go with a different inside zone, maybe, or
Probably.
a different inside run play, but the only one that was just the fast audible was the halfback draw.
Yeah, probably one last play for Miami to try to get in the end zone before they settle for 3. Don't want to risk not getting points with the position you're in. From the 4-yard line, 11 seconds to go. 2nd and goal for Miami. MT waiting for the snap. Now he's ready. Back to pass. Fires right side. Caught. Oh, he's out of bounds. Now you get at least one more play for sure from the 1-yard line. Do they go goal line? 8 seconds to go.
You've got the whole open playbook here. You can run, you can throw, it doesn't matter. If you throw, obviously you risk an interception, but if you run, you risk a fumble. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You don't have to throw and worry about stopping the clock. If they catch it and they're short, you still have your timeout. You can come away with 3 here. I also wouldn't be surprised to see these guys go for it on 4th down anyway.
Empty back to pass on 3rd and goal. Has him in wide open. He didn't throw it to him. Timeout Miami. Had the tight end wide open in the corner, I think. We'll go to replay before the field goal, or they'll kick it while we are.
Georgetown ran commit on that,
They
too.
did. Kick us away. It is good for Miami. That is our score at halftime, 13-3. Yeah, Brian Weirs had separation, just did not throw it to him. But it is 13-3. And who are we going to first, Gage?
Let's go to Georgetown.
Okay.
Hey, Gerald.
I see. Coach Trigger, defensively, giving up 13 points in the first half. Offense not really getting going again. What are your takeaways for the first half?
Our players suck. I don't say. We have the slowest corners in the league. Our receivers don't catch balls are wide open. Our quarterbacks don't hit them when they are open. Our players suck. We're going to have to recruit better. Our roster is trash. That's all there is to it. These players, I don't have any faith in any of these players at all.
Oh, yeah, no.
They miss blocks. They don't do. We literally watched Mason on the first drive walk by 2 linebackers, and they just looked at him like, "Oh, there goes Mason. What we should do with him?" This is the worst roster in the league. We've got refs recruit better. I don't know if they're not practicing hard enough. I don't know why they're not working in the off season. But these guys are just not motivated. They don't want to be here. So we're just kind of start replacing them.
Yeah, and I think that for having such a bad roster matchup, my defense is holding them to 2 field goals is phenomenal. Like, I know you guys may not think of that way, but holding some crazy stacked offense, 86 overall wide receivers, 83 overall QB who gets warm in an instant somehow because Merrill is crazy. But yeah,
What are we talking about?
it's rosters, I think.
I'm just frustrated, boys and girls. Our players just don't. Our linemen don't hit their blocks, and they block the wrong guy. They're just they're lazy. They're lazy. They're not doing any work in the off season. They didn't run any. I don't know what happened. They didn't hit the weight room. There's only so much we can do. Put him in the right spots, and 2 guys just watch Mason walk by him. It's miserable.
Or if you got anything?
No.
Sounds like Coastal versus Georgetown next week is going to be one hell of a game.
Just the drops are, and Burton, who dropped the pass late in the red zone, is on the team because he has one of the best hands on our team. That's the only reason why he is
Wide open. No one even near him.
Oh yeah,
Like he wouldn't get hit, just drops it.
we're getting the bad side of the ball right now, but we just got to keep on getting up from our punches, no matter what. So we're gonna try and make this a game.
All right. Well, we will leave you guys to it to make some adjustments, and we'll see you after the game. Coach Brock in Miami, how are you feeling at halftime?
I mean, we're feeling pretty good up by 2 possessions, so we're doing pretty all right. I mean, we got the ball back at the end of half, so we're right where we want to be.
Coach Merritt often started off pretty hot, drove down the field 2 different times, then kind of slowed down before the last field goal. What adjustments you make going in the second half?
Well, they're definitely stuffing our run game right now. It's hard to run too, but I mean, Mason has definitely missed a couple of reads on that last drive. So,
Gage?
You talk about Mason missing a couple of reads. At the same time, I think he's like 10 for 11 at this point in the game. So are you going to try to maybe utilize his legs more to keep him hot, or are you just going to let his arm sling it?
I mean, I'm gonna let him play. If he wants to run, he sees open run lane, I'm gonna let him do it. But I mean, if he sees a wide open receiver, I'm gonna expect him to hit him. But I mean, we had a guy wide up in the corner of the end zone, and he missed it. So I'm still a little mad about that.
And then Cyrock, besides that one field goal drive that Georgetown's got, you've done a pretty good job getting pressure on the quarterback, forcing bad throws. Any adjustments going in the second half, or are you going to keep the way you've been doing it?
Yeah, no points. I just don't want any points. Keep the pressure up. I want some interceptions, some turnovers. Just have them feeling like there's nothing they can do from the pass and the run. 3 and outs is what I'm looking for right now. So,
all right, we'll leave you guys to it. We'll see you after the game.
Bird.
All right, thank you.
All right, Gage. Second half predictions here.
To be honest with you, I'm going to say that Miami, Ohio keeps rolling, but I also think Georgetown's kind of given them some things, something we've seen a couple other times this season where I guess the term would be things just kind of landed in their lap. They had that arguably would have been a touchdown, 5-yard line kind of handed to them. Georgetown also at the same time had a drop pick six with them. So it goes both ways. I think the second half could, it's been all Miami. It seems like they have a 10-point lead, but I think just one turnover could be a huge turning point in this game.
I mean, yeah, we'll see what Miami does here. A touchdown here going up 17 against Georgetown, who struggles on offense, could be, the dagger for Georgetown, but we will see. Georgetown, usually adjusts the second half pretty well, so we shall see on defense. Well, we'll see what Merrill has for the offense on a 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line for Miami. MT back passes the screen on the right side. LT gets to the 25, the 30, and is tackled for a 10-yard gain. Only not enough for the first down, but gets 2nd on inches for Miami.
And again, we see Georgetown bring a lot of pressure. They've brought 5, 6, sometimes even 7 all night long. I don't want to say it's burnt them, but if they continue to bring pressure, I'd expect Miami, Ohio to go quick game, lots of screens, and take advantage of it.
2nd on inches for Miami near the 35-yard line. I mean, as close as you can get to the first down without picking up the first down. Hand off to LT on a counter. LT runs over one, gets the first down on a late lunge. 1st and 10 Miami.
I said that was going to be an easy first down pick up there instead of running to the wide open edge on the right side where Georgetown did not have an edge defender. You had numbers over there. They run a counter right into the defense and still somehow able to pick up a first down.
1st and 10 just past the 35-yard line for Miami. MT's back to pass, looking, going to take off and run immediately. Gets to the 35, 40, has a lane, and is tackled for 12 yards, another first down for Miami.
Miami, Ohio is looking like must-see television at this point. Doing it, getting it done on the ground, in the air, doesn't matter. Now they got another first down.
Georgetown cameras look just devastated. Nothing they can do to figure this out. Miami looking very confident. And wide receiver screen that doesn't really work in this league. And they only lose a yard that could have been an interception.
Ioannidis, his second carry, averaging half a yard. Or second catch, averaging half a yard.
Yeah.
But I think Miami, Ohio is just call a pass and let Mason run, to be honest. Until Georgetown finds a way to stop it, just keep letting that work.
2nd and 11 now for Miami. You don't really want to get behind the chains against Georgetown. It's very hard to get big gains against them. 2nd and 11 from the 46-yard line. Empty back to pass. Going to fire in the middle. It's caught for a 10-yard gain. Caleb Thompson makes it 3rd and 1 for Miami. And a very manageable 2-down attempts here for the Red Hawks.
Yeah, Georgetown, I think, is going to have to get away from this man coverage and blitz, as they work there against the run, but when they're throwing, it's they're not doing too good of a job in staying tight with the man coverage, and that's ultimately why Taylor is like 11 for 12 at this point.
Miami elects to punt. They trust their defense to get some stops after what was a promising drive for Miami overall. Loses 2 yards on the 3rd down, and the punt for Miami will be heading into the end zone for a touchback, and Georgetown will get the ball at the 20-yard line.
Georgetown just needs to focus on making this a one-score game. Doesn't matter if you come away with a touchdown or 3 points here. Just making it a one-possession game could do wonders. Like I said, it could be a game where it comes down to one turnover. It could be a game where it comes down to whoever gets back-to-back stops defensively. We haven't seen great offense just yet in terms of capitalizing in the red zone. So it'll be I think this could go all the way in 4 quarters.
A direct snap to Marino doesn't really work, but he fights his way for 7 yards. What a carry by Marino.
Yeah, good job there, running over that wimpy defender and then pushing his way for an extra couple of yards. Now, Georgetown's going to go to a pistol full house look. It's a lot of options out of this. Triple options, what a lot of people like to go to. But you've got some pretty decent pass plays out of this as well.
2nd and 3 for Georgetown to the 27. Yosef back to pass. Going to fire down the field. It's got a man behind the defense. Would have been a touchdown. And Trigger is very unhappy.
Yeah, that one hurts. That hurt me, and I'm not even playing. Had a wide open touchdown. A great call there by Orpheus. I actually played against Vasi and Orpheus yesterday in a little practice game while I was working. We were just kind of labbing some different stuff, seeing what worked and what didn't. And their offense kind of struggled, but so did mine. It was a very good defensive game, and I'm glad Orpheus has at least found some plays today that are working for him, although the players necessarily aren't executing.
Hand off. Keeper by Yosef on a read option. He gets to the secondary, gets 13 yards to the 41, and the first down for Georgetown.
Only Yosef's second carry. We need to talk to whoever made these rosters and try to get Yosef some swag. I'm not really digging this look, but if it works for him, then it works for him.
Yeah.
82 total yards for Georgetown, the story of the game, but we got quads to the boundary, an empty look.
This will be that play that Marino will come in the backfield and get the handoff. They like to run this a lot. They will actually pass. Oh, no, they actually don't. Maybe they wanted Miami to think about that. Yosef!
Was that Marino? Is Marino number 3?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the running back dropped the pass there. Wow. Heard footsteps. Thought he was closer to the sideline. All the excuses in the book doesn't make up for it. Now you got 2nd and 10.
Gage, I don't know if you're watching the camera, but Trigger is losing it up there.
I believe it.
2nd and 10 for Georgetown after another drop by, this time the running back from the 40. It's a screenplay. Yosef fires to Marino. This time he catches it and fights his way for 9 yards. 3rd and 1 for Anthony Marino.
a great job there reading his blocks, cutting up inside, not trying to get to the sideline, get north and south. And now you got 3rd and 1. Very manageable situation. I would expect them to keep it on the ground here. They're going to do just that. And Marino picking up 8 yards in the first down. If I'm Georgetown, I'm sticking with a hurry up and keeping Miami in this defense.
They don't do that, but they get the first down, moving to Miami territory for a first down near the 44. Be a keeper by Yosef on a read option again. Yosef is free to the 30-yard line, up to the 29, 15 yards for Abby Yosef.
First half, all one-sided for Miami. Georgetown coming to life here in the second half. I think Trigger's halftime speech must have pissed off his team to the point where they know they're fighting for their lives here. Louis bags are on the way in the offseason if they don't get their crap together. And Yosef going to throw a corner route. He's got a big gain there, 15 yards to Ace Mounts.
Yeah, Ace Mounts 15 yards. Probably Yosef finally finding some accurate passes tonight. Some of them haven't been his faults. 2 big drops. One of them, like we said earlier, probably would have been a touchdown or led to a touchdown at the very least. But it's 1st and 10 for Georgetown inside the 15-yard line. Hand off to Marino. Marino is going to get 3 yards. 2nd and 7 for Georgetown at the 11.
Gerald, who would you say may have the best 2 running back tandem or the best running back by committee in the league? Which team?
I'm going to exclude myself from this, like my team, because I don't think that's fair. Anyway, hand off to Henry. I'll answer that in seconds. 2 back set wise. Montana's got a nice thing with LaKip and Kidd. Other than that, I don't know a lot of teams that use 2 backs consistently. Actually, that's a lot. Upper Iowa's got a pretty good too. OJ Taylor and Tyler Winslow. I'd probably have to go with them. They use them pretty regularly and get some nice yards with both.
I was going to say Upper Iowa as well, but I think Georgetown could find some type of life here. We got a screen pass against a blitz. That should be a touchdown for Marino. It is. Georgetown finds Peter. Anthony Marino, a 9-yard touchdown reception on the screenplay. A great call there by Orpheus to counter the blitz. I don't know if it was blindly or if it was anticipated, but regardless, you find 7 points, and now you're down 3 with 1:16 to play in the third.
Extra points up. Extra point is good. It is 10-13 now. Miami still holds the lead with a minute to go in the third. Miami probably now in a little bit of desperation mode. Have to get some points here to keep some momentum on your side. Don't want to give Georgetown the ball back. You're cutting the lead back to a single score. Kick is away when we return from the 2-yard line. Going up the middle. It doesn't even get to the 25. Tackled at the 20. Philip Anderson returns from Miami. First and 10 for the Redhawks. Past the 20 at the 21. What does Miami have to get back down the field, get a promising drive going? Empties back to pass, looking at a fire in the middle. It's almost intercepted or almost knocked away, but Ioannidis gets another 11 yards. 1st and 10, Miami. And Miami going in the hurry up, but slowing it down, trying to find a good play to call. 1st and 10 for Miami. LT in motion, going to be a play action pass. MC going to fire. It's Brian Weir's in the flat, and he gets level to the ground for a 2 yard. 2nd and 8 for Miami. Lucky that was not a fumble and probably a scoop and score by Bobby Boucher. 2nd and 8 for Miami from the 34-yard line. MC looking at the sideline, now giving audibles to his offensive line. Now settles back in, is ready for the snap. Empty back to pass, looking, going to take off and run with it, and it's swarmed up immediately, loses 5 yards. A big 3rd down for both teams here.
Yeah, Georgetown has been able to sack Mason Taylor a couple times tonight. And the Georgetown defense, I've hinted at it all game. It's going to be a question mark of when does their offense get going. They've had a outstanding defense the last 2 seasons. However, their defense has been the question mark.
MT back to pass on the 3rd and 13. Final play of the 3rd quarter. Gonna get sacked again. Loses 8 yards. And that will do it for the end of the 3rd. Georgetown's getting the ball back. Down 3. Punting from... Oh, go ahead.
I'm trying to fix this. Upper Iowa stat sheet was missing Tyler Wenzel's stats, so I'm trying to get that fixed.
Kick returned from the 36, getting some blockers, gets outside to the 45 and tackled at the 46. 1st and 10, Georgetown. Now only down 3 with the ball back, have a lot of momentum on their side. What does Miami have on defense to try to slow them down, try to get a turnover? Has there been a turnover this game? I don't think we actually have had one.
I don't think we have either. I think we had that dropped interception, maybe 2. Although I don't think we've had a turnover yet.
Hand off to Marino. Othamino Marino's fighting his way. There's the flag on the play. I think it's going to come back for holding. It will. Back it up. It's going to be 1st and 20 for Georgetown. 1st and 18, excuse me. Not what you want for Georgetown being off schedule on the first play of the drive.
Yeah, the biggest thing in our game earlier, and I mentioned it, off camera before we got started this broadcast, was we just found ourselves behind the sticks way too much. And that's exactly where Georgetown is here. They need to pick up about 11 here.
Yosef fires to his tight end here, breaks a tackle, but doesn't get much, only gets 4. 2nd and 13 for Georgetown.
We'll call it a long 4. It goes from 2nd and 18 to 2nd and 13, but now the goal for Georgetown needs to be to pick up at least half of this right here. Yep. You want to get to 3rd manageable. 3rd and 13 is much, much different than 3rd and 6.
2nd and 13 from the 43-yard line. Yosef still under center. Bunch set on the right side for Georgetown. Yosef back to pass once again, looking, going to fire down the field. He's got a man. He catches it at the 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Georgetown. They take the lead.
Bo Burton, 57-yard touchdown. I think that was a bad ball there by Yosef. The corner just dummied out, didn't even make a play. Burton high points it, lands inbounds, and then scurries to the end zone to give Georgetown a lead. I did not expect this second half performance out of Miami, Ohio, where they're just letting Georgetown do whatever they want offensively. But I can say I'm not surprised that Georgetown has came to life at least a little bit. Their defense is still playing pretty lights out, and we've still got almost a full quarter to play.
Miami has not scored since the end of the first half. That field goal they kicked at the end of the first half. Now, looking back, really wish you would have gotten that touchdown. It would be tied at this moment. But 1st and 10 now, down 4. First time trailing tonight with 6 minutes to go. From the 25, what does Merrill and Barak have for the offense to try to get them back down the field? LT on the counter, gets outside, gets to the 30, runs over a man and breaks off a tackle, gets 14 yards, 1st and 10 Miami.
A great run there by LT. Gets Miami, Ohio, starting it on the right foot here. That's the biggest thing. Is you want to get at that first down, get this drive going.
LT trying to get outside. You can't do that against Georgetown. They're going to lose 3 yards. 2nd and 13 for Miami.
Joseph Willis with his 8th tackle of the day. The tackle leader currently has 17 tackles on the season. That is Montana's defensive lineman, Grin. And that defender for Georgetown has about half of that in this game.
2nd and 13 from the 34-yard line. Behind schedule is Miami. Empties back to pass. It's a screen pass. Gets it off. Gets some blockers. He makes the man miss, but only gets a yard. They needed one block there, and LT was gone for at least a first down. But it's a 3rd and 12 now for Miami. Desperation mode for the Redhawks.
Yeah, I don't know what LT's speed looks like. Probably would have been sucked up from behind, but regardless, Great play there by the Georgetown defense. Now Taylor's going to throw short to Brian
Oh,
Williams.
he
He's going
runs
to
into
run
that.
out of bounds. I don't know if he would have picked up the first, but he at least would have made it maybe 4th and 8, 4th and 7. Instead, it's 4th and 10. Miami, Ohio is probably going to punt this one away.
First time facing adversity for Miami. How will they respond on defense needing a stop to stay in this game? 4th and 10 for Miami.
Taylor is 19 for 20, 111 yards, and 1 touchdown.
It's going to be a fair caught from the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Georgetown. And they just need a couple first downs. And could be it. Could see Miami, what we thought was going to be a statement win for them, turn into just a great comeback by Georgetown. 1st and 10 for Georgetown. About 5 minutes to go from the 20. Handoff Marino. Left side Marino cuts up the middle and gets 7 yards. 2nd and 3 for Georgetown.
If you're Georgetown and Coach Orpheus, do you consider turning on the chew clock?
Here it comes.
I knew it. I knew something had to be coming.
2nd and 3 for Georgetown. Trying to end the game on this drive, whether it's a score, put up 2 scores, or just take it to zeros. Georgetown does not want to get the ball back to Miami up 4. 2nd and 3 for Georgetown. It's going to be another run to Marino. Marino loses a couple yards, actually gets back to line of scrimmage. That's about it. 3rd and 3 now for Georgetown.
And that's the problem that a lot of teams face here is you call it inside zones, halfback dives, A-gap plays, and the running back's trying to bounce to the outside. This time he bounces to the weak side where there is no edge blocker. And ultimately, I think he was dropped at the line of scrimmage technically. But Georgetown just needs to play 3 yards in a cloud of dust football here. You don't have to hit big chunk plays. You just need to keep the chains moving, especially on this 3rd down.
3rd and 3 for Georgetown. Miami pressing the receivers as the play action pass. Yosef rolling out. Now sits in the pocket house all day. Going to try to take off a run. Gets the 1st down and will get tackled at the 41-yard line.
I was expecting a fumble there, to be honest, when I saw he wasn't going to slide. And should a weird animation happen, probably would have been a fumble.
Yeah.
But instead, a 1st down for Georgetown. They're going to be able to chew about another 2 minutes off the clock here, unless Miami, Ohio starts using their timeouts.
Yeah, they're probably, this would be the time for Miami to start getting stops, to start burning some. 1st and 10 for Georgetown at the 41-yard line. If you're Miami, I would keep expecting run until you have a 3rd and long. It's going to be a handoff to Marino on a draw. Marino only gets a yard. 2nd and 9 for Georgetown.
Like I said, 3 yards in the cloud of dust football here. 3 yards on the next 3 plays. Get you a 1st down. And Miami, Ohio's good. You're basically 2 first downs away from winning this game if you're Georgetown.
Yeah, you are. 2nd and 9 for Georgetown from the 42. 2 minutes to go. Yosef back passes the screen, and he throws it away. I don't know if Marino is open there or not, but it's a 3rd and 9. And what you did is you give Miami basically a free timeout. They get a stop here.
Marino at least had enough space to catch it. 1st down, questionable, but he could have at least made an effort, So I don't know what Yosef was doing there. And now Georgetown, 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9 for Georgetown from the 42. It's going to be a run by Marino. Marino is going to fight his way. Not enough for a 1st down. Does Miami burn a timeout, or do they keep them all? Looks like they'll keep it in their pocket. And this is put up or shut up time for Miami. Can they drive down the field and get that game-winning touchdown? They're going to have around 1:20 and all 3 timeouts to do it.
Probably have to go about 80 yards.
Georgetown going to take a delay of game to back them up, get a better punt. If you're Miami, you might think about declining this.
If I'm not mistaken, Ioannidis' touchdown earlier in the game makes him the sole leader for touchdowns this season with 3 on the year.
Yeah. I think Miami's thinking there might be a fake involved, but I can guarantee you there's not. Trigger is not going to do that in this situation.
You're not going to take and delay a game and then...
They actually have a fake on because they called a timeout. Oh, I know what they're doing. This is their new
Yep,
strat.
Yep.
This is their new strat, and they're going to debut for the first time in the RFCL. But wait, it's not going to go far enough. Oh. Not the strat I think they were going to go to. But you've seen it too, haven't you?
Yeah, put in the
Running back.
lesser. Yeah.
Yeah. They did it against me. Anyway, from the 41-yard line.
That's a little like putting in Brucey to do a job, you know?
Yeah. Return from the 20. Gets to the 40-yard line. A nice return for Justin Russell. And Miami has 60 yards to go and get their second win.
The wide receiver just manhandled an offensive lineman. I need that guy on my team stat.
All right, what does Miami have? You have 74 seconds, 3 timeouts, 60 yards to get your second win, move to 2-0, prove that week 1 was not a fluke. Empty, back to pass, fires over the middle. And oh my goodness. Almost intercepted, almost caught. 2nd and 10 for Miami.
And second incompletion for Taylor. Yeah, the good thing for Georgetown here is they have to play for a touchdown. You're fine with a field goal. Let them play for a field goal. They have to score.
Yep. 2nd and 10 for Miami from the 40-yard line. Empties, back to pass. He throws it away. It's 3rd and 10 for Miami. Not what you need for Miami from your quarterback.
Now, this is when Coach Merrill has to know you can't call anything short. You have to go at least 8 yards or longer if you want any chance to pick up the first down. Need to go a bunch of smart routes.
Oh, I just realized the line is 31.5, so a touchdown for Miami ends it. It goes over.
I'm pretty sure Georgetown was 4.5 point favorites as well.
Oh, man. 4th and 9 for Miami. This is it for the Red Hawks, needing 9 yards to keep this game going.
I think these lines have been pretty accurate this week. I'm not.
Except for the over-under last night. That was bad.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was bad.
Spreads, though.
Yeah.
Spreads.
4th and 9 for Miami. This is it. And Georgetown calling another timeouts. Trying to find a new formation here.
Yeah, if you're Georgetown, I mean, the game's on the line here.
Yep.
Well, I'll say that, but they still have all 3 timeouts.
4th and 9. That's true. They do have all timeouts. 4th and 9. What can Mason Taylor do to keep Miami alive? He's back to pass. Going to launch it down the field. Has a man at the 35-yard line. Caught. First down, Miami.
I thought he was going to throw it to Russell on the wheel route out of backfield, but Taylor had other plans.
1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Mason Taylor looking at the sideline now, not giving audibles. You're wasting some time. That's okay, because if you score, you don't want to give Georgetown a lot of time on the clock. Back to pass is empty. Looking, fires again. Intercepted at the 30 or the 15-yard line in the same route, and it's intercepted this time.
Oh, my God. And the biggest thing here, Gerald, there's still all 3 timeouts for Miami, Ohio. They still are not out of this game just yet. Georgetown needs 1 first down to ice it.
Yeah, they do.
But there's still a chance for Miami, Ohio.
1st and 10 for Georgetown.
If you're Miami, Ohio, are you just run committing? Are you hoping that Yusuf doesn't throw a pick?
Yeah, I would. I mean, I'd run commit. It's a run to Derrick Henry, who loses a yard, a 2nd and 11 for Miami.
Yeah, I'm run committing again on 2nd down. 3rd down is where I may call an actual defense. But
I mean, if they pass on you on 2nd down and they get it, then that's just...
Yeah, Georgetown's playing for a first down or a punt.
Yeah. 2nd and 11. Another run to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry fights to the line, only gets 3. 3rd and 8 for Miami. And I don't know what we're doing here.
They may be swapping back punters.
Okay.
Maybe not.
3rd and 8 for Georgetown. Miami has a chance to get the ball back. And if you would assume it's a pass, But at the same time, you never know with Sugar. He might just concede and punt the ball again, make you burn your final timeout. 3rd and 8. It is a run to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's not going to get the first down. Miami will have a chance with around 30 seconds to go.
All I'm saying, Gerald, is if I was Miami, Ohio, and he got the animation,
I would lose it.
I would have broke all of my monitors. All 3 of them would have a controller in it. But that's the game we play.
Yep.
4th and 2, Georgetown. If Trigger fakes this and they get it, I will buy him dinner tomorrow night.
4th and 2 for Georgetown. Miami probably needs a decent return here to have a chance to go up or get the win. Kick is away. They're going to have a nice return. Have some nice blocks. Probably gets around the 45. Justin Russell actually only gets around the 43. You have 30 seconds, and you need around 57 yards. What does Coach Barrett have for Miami?
So I'm not going to be able to predict this like I did you and Blake in Tulsa, where I basically called everything that happens. But if I'm Maryland, what I'm doing is I'm trying to get a shot over the middle of the field, then take another shot to the sideline, and then start heaving towards the end zone.
Empty, back to pass, nothing coming open. Going to have to throw it immediately. It's caught at the 45, tackle at the 42, 23 seconds to go. Can't take that much time on all the plays, but a decent gain on first down.
Yeah, the right step you needed. Step in the right direction. You're 43 yards away.
23 seconds, empty, back to pass, fires to his running back. Not going to get the first down, not going to get out of bounds. This is disaster time for Miami. Clock is ticking. You're probably going to have one last play. Maybe going to spike it here, try to get it a playoff. 10 seconds to go. You're going to have one play. It's got to be a heave to the end zone here.
And the biggest thing is it's got to be 4 verts. You can't have your running back run something out of the backfield because chances are he will get the ball. Even if it's on the seam or a wheel route, the quarterback will probably throw it early, and then it's just a wasted play at that point.
Yeah, 3rd and 5 for Miami. Probably find a play. Empties back to pass. Going to launch it towards the end zone. Has a man. It's knocked away. One last play.
We've seen a bomb against prevent defense work for a touchdown in this league, this season even.
Yeah.
Taylor was 19 for 20, now 23 for 28. 4th and 5, game on the line.
Here we go. Empties back to pass. Final play of the game. Going to launch it down the field. It's going to be knocked away into the end zone. Miami did not score in the second half. Georgetown gets a win and moves to 1-1. Miami falls to 1-1.
What a game. What a second half there out of Georgetown. We got to go with Georgetown first.
All right. All right, let's go. Coach Trigger, it seems that your halftime speech woke up Georgetown. They got it done in the second half. How are we feeling?
We're feeling excited. Boys woke up, obviously. We were better than this team. We knew that. So the first half was super disappointing. Abbott came in, gave us a big boost like he's supposed to do. I think he really led the team, led the offense. We had some great calls by Coach Orff. There was some trash talk in Miami all week about how they were going to score on Vicey, and I told them it was going to happen. Vice and Core put on that Vice grip like this, and that offense did nothing when we wanted it to do nothing. When we decided it was done, that offense was done. Great job for Core and Vicey calling the plays. Big win. Needed it. Great job taking out the players, and we're very excited.
Gage?
Yeah, what do you think was the turning point for your team in that second half? Was it the first drive coming out with points? Was it a stop? What would you say was maybe that defining moment in this game?
So obviously it was huge to get the stop. Renee had the ball. They were up 2 possessions. We had to have a stop, got a stop, and then that first drive was huge. We were still getting kind of upset because the guys are still dropping balls open by 6 yards, and they can't hold on the football. We're like, what's going on? But they got together, they woke up, and those first 2 possessions of the second half were the game changer. We stopped them, we scored, and from then it was just all Georgetown.
Now,
Go ahead, Vicey.
I'm not known for my second half shutouts, but that got me hyped, man. We did it!
Yes,
We're pumped over here.
I'm hyped right now, dude. Game ranked number 1, best game of my life. I love this game. Thank you so much for letting me do this, man.
Well, I don't know if we have anything else. We'll let you guys celebrate. We're going to go over to Miami and see what they have to say. We will see you all next week for game number 3.
See ya.
Coach Brock, disappointing end to what would look like a promising game. What were your takeaways from tonight?
Yeah, kind of like what you said, disappointing end to a promising game. I thought we were doing pretty well. Offense was cooking. We just had a couple of times that we got short and we ended up having to kick the field goal or we had to punt it away. Overall, I think we played a really good game. I think defensively we were really strong. It's just that unfortunate play where the corner cut and just left him there. It is what it is. Be a goldfish. We'll forget about this. We'll take the lessons learned. We'll be going into next week with our heads held high.
Coach Merrill, offense just really did not get a rhythm in the second half. What are you going to try to improve next week going into game 3?
I mean, in the second half, I feel like we were calling good plays, but they just absolutely shut us down with the skill audibles on the line. I mean, that's what happens when you go against the best defense. But I mean, as an offensive coordinator, I got to do a better job of reading the defense and get audibles in.
Gage, anything for Cyrock?
Cyrock might be away right now.
Okay, well, never mind. Well, we will leave you guys all to, discuss what happened, what you're going to do. We'll see you all next week for game 3.
All right, look forward to it.
All right, Gage. What a game to close out tonight on. What are your takeaways?
I mean, it was a great game. It was a tale of two halves, truly. Miami, Ohio had their way in the first half. Georgetown had their way in the second half. But to be honest, it was kind of like I said, like Georgetown just had enough breaks go their way in that first half where they had that drop pass that should have been a touchdown that at least gave them an opportunity to get 3. They had a drop pick 6 from Miami, Ohio that would have made that, I think, a 3-score game at halftime. So just enough things went their way that they were able to stay in it. You had Mason Taylor threw a bomb on, I think it was a 4th down that they picked up a huge gain. The very next play throws a pass or throws an interception. So what a game, though. I mean, we still got 2 games tomorrow night.
Yep.
I think we got UCO and NDSU, I believe.
Yep. Central Arkansas and Central Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And then App State and North Dakota State.
Yeah, so we've got, I think, a double-digit spread there for that first game. The second game is going to be a little bit tighter. App State, talk of the town so far for this season, at least in the preseason. They won last week on a last-second field goal against Montana, so we'll see what they come with and see how North Dakota State, see if they can bounce back.
All right. Well, with that, we will close out the stream tonight. Thank you all for watching. And we'll see you tomorrow night for the last 2 games of this week in the RFCL.